What's up, and welcome to Unspoken Conversations. I'm James Crow, and here we talk about issues and situations that are in plain sight. Things that people hate to talk about, but it needs to be said, from relationships, families, friends, and life. Our goal is to shed light and understanding so that just maybe we can start to rebuild relationships, families, and ultimately our communities. What's up, guys, and welcome back. In this episode, I want to ask, does your parents or your partner's parents have say-so or any kind of authority in your relationship? That's my question. Does your parents or your partner's parents have say-so in your relationship? Here's the problem with that. Here's the problem. There's way too many people who their parents have say-so in their relationship. Why don't you just move back in with your parents then? Right? If you allow your partner's parents to come into your relationship and say anything, doesn't matter what it is, if they can come into your home or in between you and your partner which is their parents, allows their parents to say anything in your relationship, your relationship is doomed. There should be, in my opinion, keep in mind, we're not talking about people of other countries who do things differently where their parents run everything. I'm not talking about that. Because there are traditions to some people where their relationship, the parents run everything. We're not talking about that. Here, there's too many parents who come into the relationships who bring no value, have no value to the relationship, and will destroy your shit. So in this case, in my opinion, there should be no other authority in the relationship. No authority. That means your mom and daddy. That means my mom and daddy. Nope, should not be there. They should have no say-so, right? And if you call the police for any reason, like there should be no police involved in our relationship. I don't do that domestic shit. Either way, back and forth, either way, don't do it. So there should be no police in my relationship. If the police are called on me for whatever reason in my relationship's over. I already understand that. So you motherfuckers just call the police on your peoples? Why not just end it? If you can put another man above your man, if you can call your dad to come over and your dad, when I say call your dad, I'm not saying if your dude's jumping on you. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying if your dad wants to come over there and check this dude because your dad feels some kind of way and the dude is actually handling his business or the dude is handling his responsibilities, but he just don't like this man, that your father should not have say-so in this relationship. He should not. If the dude ain't handling his business and he's taking advantage of his daughter, then I understand that. Pop's gonna handle some shit. But if they married, dad can't open his mouth. You gave her up, bro. You gave her up. That's your daughter. Was your daughter. It's still your daughter, but as far as you taking responsibility for her, you gave that up. The moment she got married, that's all him. And that's not to say that he should be able to say whatever and do whatever. That's not to say that. If he starts getting out of line, putting his hands on her, I expect Pop to get back in it. But outside of protecting his daughter from this man in a confrontational situation, that man should have no say so in his daughter's relationship. If baby girl goes to him crying, and he's supposed to comfort her, but he ain't supposed to have his mouth open talking about this relationship and that and you this and you. Pop shouldn't have his mouth open like that, because let's freeze that for a second. Ladies, men too, but right now, ladies, if you go to your mom and you go to your dad, and I've seen it happen more with men, with women than with men, but in my situation, yeah, I'll wait. What happens is when you tell your parents and you tell your sisters and your cousins and your best friends, you tell all these people about your relationship, about your specific relationship, right? What happens is these fucking people decide that they can say whatever they want to you in your relationship, even when you don't want them to. Why? Because you open a door and you let them in. The fact that you let them in, that door can never be closed. The first time they see you mad and upset, crying, whatever, they open their mouth on your relationship. Girl, why don't you just leave him? Or girl, why don't you just let him go? You know you can do better, this, and that, right? They say all this shit. Why would a person say that? It's because you open the door and you let them in. You let them in. You let them in one time. You heard the phrase, you give a person an inch and they take a mile? That's exactly what's going on. So back to another video that I spoke on before. This is the reason you keep people out of your fucking relationship. You keep people out of your relationship. When you let people in, you have to be able to trust the person that you let in to speak right on the behalf of your relationship. As long as you and that person is doing good. But you have to trust this person to where if you and your partner is doing bad, the person you're talking to is going to treat your relationship as if it's none of their business. Girl, I understand you want to leave him, but hey, you need to weigh out all your options. You need to weigh out all your options. You need to go to that man and tell that man how you feel. You need to speak to this man. Y'all need to have a conversation. A real friend would handle it like that in no other way. Your real friend ain't gonna tell you to leave your fucking partner, your husband, your wife. A real friend ain't gonna tell you that. Because you do that shit. What if your friend tells you to leave this motherfucker and this motherfucker puts something to your head? Then what? Because all truths are not transferable. Now you listening to this friend, the friend done got you in some shit. You listening to the wrong people. Don't do that shit. Don't let nobody in your relationship. That's me. So the parents, when parents come into a relationship, let's go back to the wife, right? Or to the woman. When a woman brings her father and her mother into the relationship, this man know he ain't got no say. Your dude knows he ain't got no say. But how is he not supposed to stand up for himself? So now this dude has to literally be on like damn near on 10 because your pops is bucking up at him. Because pops is in his daughter's house. Don't you think pops is going to buck up to the dude? Now pops is in the chick's house, which if the dude lives there, it's the dude's house too. So now what? Dude can't check pops because he's disrespecting his chick by disrespecting her dad. See what you did? You literally just put a man over your man. You ain't sleeping with your daddy. Why would you do that? See what I'm saying? So now your man and your daddy's beefing. You can't take your man around your daddy no more, and your daddy can't come around your house because your daddy beefing with your dude. But you gonna stay with this man. The dumbest shit ever. This shit retarded. I don't think y'all be thinking about that shit when you go back to your mom and dad and you tell them all the business and they come back to your relationship and they put a whole monkey wrench and vice grips in your relationship. Stop up your whole shit. Don't do that shit. If you're going to tell something in your relationship, you're going to tell something about your relationship, keep it minimal. Keep it minimal. You can tell your mom like things are just crazy. You can ask your mom, in a relationship, do you think it's supposed to be this, or this? You could talk to your mama without telling her all your fucking business. Because when you tell too much of your business, you create this monster that your mom hates. She don't like hearing you sad. She don't like hearing you mad. She don't like hearing you talk about this damn dude in the sense that you're fed up with him. Your mom don't like hearing that. So what she's going to do, she's going to build up a resentment for this man. Women, the other way around too. It goes both ways. They're going to build up a resentment. And when they build up a resentment and the time comes and this parent just pops off at your partner, who did that? Who built that? You did. You did. Now, I've been in a situation with a chick where me and this woman lived together, and we was together for over a year, well into the 2-year mark. We was together for a while, right? I came in a relationship with my car. She had her car. But I moved in with her. So when things got a little on edge because her parent was thinking that I was still messing with my kid's mom, because every boys' night I'm spending with my kids. And at the end of the night on boys' night, I take them and drop them off. But before they just take off and run in the house, we sit on the street and we just sit there and chill in front of their house. And I'm in the car with them. Numerous times, the girl I was with, her mom and dad done dropped by on me, just stopped right beside my car. Like 12, 11, 10 o'clock at night. And me and my boys are sitting in the car. Talking, laughing, joking. We just in the car. We're not going to go in their mama house. I'm sitting right in front of her house. But we're going to sit out here and chill because I ain't got to hear her. She ain't got to hear me. She ain't got to hear us having fun. We can just laughing and joking, just chilling. And the girl I'm with, her parent, pulled right up beside me, put the window down. Why you over here? Because I'm kicking it with my sons. It's boys' night. What are you talking about? This is something that I should not be explaining to her fucking parents at all. Who the fuck do you think you are? You can pop down on me and ask me a question. I'm grown as hell. I'm kicking it with my kids. And my kids is in the car right here. They see them jumping around in the front seat, both of them. And my kids was little. My kids were what, 6, 7? Something like that. 7 and 8, 6 and 8 maybe. And her parents got her mouth open in my relationship. So they every time this would happen, they would go back and they would tell her, I seen him over here and I seen him over there. Say what you want. I don't give a fuck. If it costs me my relationship, it costs me my relationship. Because I ain't putting nobody before my fucking kids. Not like that. Not like that. You get what I'm saying? In a case where it was going to be my woman or my kids and my kids live with me, and there's a little bit of a, we're not talking about that. I'm finna get off subject because there's something else about that. But with her parents getting in the shit, it just drove a huge wedge between me and her because she wouldn't say nothing to her parents when her parents would say something. And one day, her parents went to her house. I don't know what was going on with her, but they just told her all this mess because they seen my ex out doing whatever. And they said something to her, to my ex, disrespectful. And had I would have known that at first, I would have got on their ass because now you disrespecting my kid's mama. But said something to her, and immediately they called the girl. They called the chick that I'm dating. And I don't know if they get into it, but they get on her ass real bad. So now she's crying and she's upset. First thing they do is she does call me. Now I'm kicking it with the boys. I'm just getting ready to leave the boys. Getting ready to send the boys home. Or not send them home, but getting ready to send them in the house. Go to the house, back to where I live with her, and here they are, middle of the living room, yapping. Yap, yada, da, 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 da. And her dad is low-key trying to check me for being over my ex's house. Even though I was outside on the street with my kids in the car and we playing and we chilling and they was in the front seat jumping in, or you're not jumping, but chilling in the front seat, like sitting on each other's lap, playing in the front seat. No seatbelt, car turned off. In my car. It ain't like we was on the porch or even in the house. But even then, who the fuck are they to say I can't do that? Right? I get if they would have parked down the street and just watched. I wouldn't have gave a damn. I wouldn't have cared because it ain't like I was up to no good. But I was sitting in my car and they pulled down on me. Right? So now that they in my house where I'm living and my clothes is at, talking shit. So I'm just like, all right, you gonna let your parents talk to me like this? Hello? You just gonna let your mom and daddy talk to me like this? And her mama calling me punk ass this and, you know what I'm saying, but all these names. I ain't gonna disrespect this woman. That's her mama. I ain't gonna disrespect her. I ain't gonna disrespect dude, but I ain't gonna let him get in my face either. So he stand up talking about he this and he this. Do you know who I am? I'm like, bro, I know who you are. That don't matter. I know who you are. I got people's too, but it ain't even about that. Why am I going to disrespect this girl's daddy? And I asked her again. So you ain't gonna say nothing? You ain't gonna say nothing to your dad? You just gonna let them keep talking to me like this in a place where I lay my head? She just sit there, couple tears in her eyes based on what they said to her, which I wasn't there for. So I'm like, bet. Put my shit on and I left. Why the hell should I have to deal with that? Why the hell should your partner have to deal with that? You get what I'm saying? And if it's your partner's parents is doing that to you, why the hell you got to deal with that? That's some bullshit. Your parents and your partner's parents should not have say in your relationship. Keep them motherfuckers out your relationship. And the moment they do, the moment your parents or your partner's parents come into the relationship trying to tell somebody what the fuck's going on, breach a contract. Breach a contract. Dismiss is what the fuck I would do. That's just me though. That's me. I'm never dealing with that shit again. Now it's different if Pops is just talking and he's just talking to me and he's like, man, I really don't like this and I really don't like that. Okay, I can respect that. You're not jabbing out at me. But even then, he got this information from somewhere. And if he got the information from her, the problem is her, not Pops. If she told her sister and her sister gave the information to Pops or Mom, and Mom and Pops came to me, she still gave the information to her sister. So now her sister gonna hate me, her mama gonna hate me, and her daddy gonna hate me because she told one, knowing that the one is gonna tell the other two. See the problem? That's why you keep your fucking family out your whole relationship. You only tell them the little pieces that you want to tell them. If you have to talk to somebody that don't necessarily know this man. So when they say this man's a piece of shit, they're only saying that shit based on what you told him. You told this friend. That friend don't really know this man to say he's a piece of shit. It's same thing with dudes. Your homeboy shouldn't know your girl. Your buddy, got fellas, your buddy should not know your woman. So when you tell your partner, when you tell your boy, I say partner, when you tell your boy, your homeboy, that your girl tripping in this, and this, and he be like, man, why don't you just leave that bitch alone? Why don't you just stop talking to her, man? She's a whole bunch of problems. She's too needy. He's only telling you what you told him. And that's your fault. Your buddy should not have that much information on your partner. If you told your buddy that much information, you trying to get him to go fuck with her? Well, why'd you giving up that kind of information? You don't do that shit. When you finally do break down, I'm like, man, dog, she's tripping. But like, what's going on, man? We just had a little argument about some shit. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. Exactly. Don't take that shit to him. You can ask him questions when he asks you what's going on. You ain't got to tell him. Like, man, we had this little bit of argument about some shit, but, and that's neither here nor there, man. I'll be straight. Keep it just like that. You ain't got to tell all your business. Because when he's like, man, this bitch, every time I talk to you, man, you upset, you mad, for what? He's not supposed to know all that. And he's not supposed to have his mouth open unless you done told him too much and now he got shit to say. And that's your fault. It's your fault. I learned that lesson. Back in the day when my ex-wife was pregnant with my first kid. That was my first kid. She was pregnant with my first kid. We wasn't married then. And me and her got into it, was always fighting over stupid shit, just dumb shit. I bought myself this lowrider, was waiting on it to get summer out so I can work on this lowrider. And I'm just sitting in the car chilling. I ain't got nothing to do. I'm just sitting in this car chilling. She's in the house. Came outside snapping about something, don't even remember. And my buddies, a couple of them, was across the street at his apartment, directly across the street, straight shot to his deck on his patio. Outside tripping, talking about, man, break up with her, man. Leave her alone, man. That bitch be tripping, man. Just all that. I should have never been outside for them to see this. I should have never let them see this. I should have been like, don't be out here like that. Let's go in the house. Tripping. But I didn't handle it like that on her end or on theirs. So later on, for the rest of my relationship with her, as long as me and them two was cool, them two dudes was cool, as long as we was cool, they always had their mouth open about her. I can't blame them. Everybody got their personal opinions and shit like that. They entitled to that. But because I let them in on so much, they felt what they felt about her, to the point to where neither one of them want to be a part of my wedding. And I didn't see that as a red flag. I didn't see that none of my peoples really cared too much about her at the time. You know what I'm saying? Years later, they got to like her. But again, this is my wife. This is not the girl that I was telling y'all about with her parents. This is not the same chick. It's a different chick. But as I got a little older, I started realizing you keep people out your relationship. Parents, friends, everybody, you keep people out your relationship. And the ones that you let in, you got to be very specific about who you let in, who you let have certain information. You got to be very fucking careful, because a lot of people will wreck your shit. They have who in their mind who they think you should be with, or they think their person should be with, whether that be son, daughter, whether that be brother, sister. They have in there, the whole family has in their mind who they think this person should be with. In their mind, the image, not a person. You deserve this. You deserve all this. Why you dealing with this person? This person don't bring you that. So that's what they think. And now because you done told them all this bad shit, now they really gonna pull out the pry bar and try to pry y'all apart so they can imagine you with the person that they think you should be with. Whether that's good, whether that's better or worse than the person you just had. Don't matter. They ain't in it for you. They in it for what they think. And that ain't right. That ain't right. So, again, my opinion, keep your fucking family out your relationship. Keep your fucking friends out your relationship. I know I said it in another video, but this one's slightly different because it's about people coming in speaking on your relationship. So it's a little bit different. A little bit different. Very similar, but different. Yeah. It's real shit, huh? Until next time, have a good night.
They are so full of the cap, man.